Final game, Shane, I saved the best for the last when it comes to SEC standings. First SEC game of the year. This is another one I've had circled on my calendar for months and months. Missouri on the road at Kentucky. Wildcats favored by 5.5. Games at 7:30 Eastern on SEC Network. Let's kick it over to our interview with Nate Edwards of Rock M Nation. All right, Shane, so Nate is picking them Wildcats. Who do you like in the matchup? That's the bigger question.
You just lost a few followers. No, just kidding. Great interview, Mike. I will say this. This game is always tough to pick. We've talked about it. I mean, we talked about it earlier. The stats with Stoops, it's even from the day that he joined. Every year that they've played, you look at the points for and points against, it's deadlocked. That's how close these games usually are. And I don't expect this one to be any different. The only problem, Mike, is when you got a close game, for me, I always like to look at the line because I think it comes down to the trenches with this one. Now, granted, Mizzou had its way last week running the ball. I don't think they have that this week. I think one of the part of the line that people aren't talking about is Kentucky's defensive front. They're loaded, man. They're big, nasty, and they're going to be able to slow down this running game. And I think that's going to make what Eli's trying to do a little harder. So without further ado, Mike, I think it comes down to the wire, but in the fourth quarter, I just think Kentucky's newfound quarterback, newfound offense comes away with the victory. Give me Kentucky Wildcats 35, Mizzou 24. High-scoring game.
Ooh. Yeah, Shane, I like a lot of what you said, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I know it was ULM, but it certainly seemed like Kentucky was on a mission to put it out there on film that they can throw the ball, and they've got weapons to push down the field. Because now that we're getting into SEC play, I'm not saying that Will Levis is, he's going to get shut down or anything, but I think now that we're going into a critical game here, I think we go back to Kentucky's bread and butter. I think this is going to be a Chris Rodriguez all day, all night for that Missouri defense that was, having issues defending Central Michigan on the ground. So it's all about Chris Rodriguez pounding that rock, getting Missouri to kind of suck up, Missouri to force men into the box to try to slow down this running attack, and that's when Levis will hit him over the top. So I think it's kind of a reverse of what we saw in ULM game, but I like the Kentucky Wildcats. Again, similar to the Arkansas game, I think this is going to be a very rowdy crowd up there in Lexington. Probably another sellout crowd. How does Missouri handle that? They were not very effective on the road last season. And I'm a little disturbed that I'm hearing, I don't know if you want to call it excuses, but Drinkwitz very clear that Mark Stoops and his program much further along than his Tigers program. Maybe he's just trying to do the little bait and switch like he did last season. But it's very interesting that he's making those comments to me. I think Kentucky has the edge here, particularly on that line of scrimmage, as you noted. That'll be key to the game, protecting Will Levis when they do take those shots, because that Missouri defense, they were all over the Central Michigan quarterback. I believe 9 sacks last season. That'll be key to the game, forcing turnovers, getting to the quarterback. But at the end of the day, I think Kentucky is prepared for this one. I think they have had this one circled for all off season. Lock of the week, Shane. Kentucky 30, Missouri 21. The Wildcats get the first SEC win of the season.
The only way I'm locking this one down is if I find out Cavassier Smoke's got some special gloves on so he can't drop that damn ball.
Well, Shane, we are loaded up here on Saturday. It is going to be fantastic watching all this football. I cannot wait